But let's see, Jay Leno's garage here. He'd be under speakers, maybe.
No, it was under. Go to your manufacturer showcase, I think.
Yeah.
Try that. Or the home page, maybe.
Yeah. All right.
Try that.
Yeah.
There you go. To the right side.
Oh, there he is.
Yes. It's a really good one. Let's watch. Let's give our fans a little bit of this piece of this. It's great stuff, man. Love Jay Leno anyway. Take it away, Jay.
So welcome everybody to SEMA 360. I'm Mike Spagnola, and I'm joined here by my good friend Jay Leno, SEMA Ambassador.
Yeah, I guess that would be. Yeah, Ambassador. Yeah, that's a big title, Ambassador. It's cool. Well, if you can't go to SEMA, you bring SEMA to here. So
and, we wish we could be in Las Vegas, but
I know.
I guess this is the next best thing. So
who would have guessed a year ago that it wouldn't even be there? I mean, last year was so huge. We unveiled the Bronco, and there's so many exciting things going on.
Hey, there you are, Keith.
We had a record number of visitors, and this year there's nothing.
Yeah, we're doing the next best thing. We've got the SEMA 360, and thanks for having us here.
Look at the hood. Is that bothering anybody else that the hood on that Mustang is up? Is popped?
That would be kind of funny.
I saw that.
Go to different garages around the country with the whole SEMA deal. Yeah.
Is it near? Does this guy look like Joe Montana?
We've known each other a long time, but I never really asked you, how old were you when you knew you wanted to be into cars, and how did all this get started?
Well, I grew up in Andover, Massachusetts. That's a rural town about 30 miles north of Boston, approximately. And, we had 3 or 4 acres, and there were always broken lawnmowers, snowmobiles, mini bikes. When I was 11 or 12, we found an abandoned 4CV Renault.
Sure.
And we got it running. We drove it around the backyard, and your mom would watch through the kitchen window, watch you going. I mean, now they call, of course, child services, and the car's taken away. There was a great satisfaction in having
the good old days.
We know that all too well, right?
Yeah.
That was hey, Pop, come look. I remember I had a lawnmower engine. My dad said, play with it, see and get it running, So I took the head off, and here's the problem. There's a piece of paper between the head and the cylinder. I'll just take that off. I didn't realize it was a head gasket. I bolted it all back together because it wouldn't run. So you learned the hard way, So that was, it was just a different time.
And the rest is history, of course. I
never thought of myself as, I don't think of it as a collector. I just never sold anything. If you're reasonably knowledgeable about what you like, chances are other people like it too, and they go up in value.
That's what I'll tell my wife.
Is the McLaren F1.
Right.
I'm not a collector. I just don't sell anything.
$800,000, which is what.
God, look at that, man.
But there weren't any around, and I thought, well, it's the greatest car ever. Okay, I'm going to go out on a limb and get it. The last offer I got was $17.5 million, and one sold at Monterey for $24 million. 4 GTs, another real collectible car, the GT350. So, if you play your cards right, you can not lose your shirt on it. But the nice thing is, if you collect what you like, and it does go down in value, at least you still like it.
Yeah.
Like, to me, I don't really sell anything because, well, the house would go first.
Yeah.
True car.
There you go, man. There you go, Jay. Yes.
Well, let's walk around.
Man, what's going to happen to that collection one day?
It's been a whole year since we released this Bronco at SEMA last year.
For those that don't know, it's a 68 Bronco that I've had for quite a while.
There we
go. Craig Ferguson, the
I don't think he
gave
does.
it to me as a gag gift. We decided to totally redo it. I like to improve brakes. I like to improve performance and handling, but I like to look at original type dash.
Yeah, this was a 3D printed grille that we did with our friends at Stratasys.
Wow.
This has the engine out of the GT500, the new Shelby motor. And it's the only time this engine's ever been mated to a manual transmission.
Yeah.
The old days of just getting the bell housing to fit is gone because it's all electronic now. So Ford was kind enough to do this for us. See, it says 1-on-1.
Yeah.
And they mated this to the Tremec 5-speed. Which really makes it fun, because then it feels like a classic
when you're
Bronco.
Jay Leno,
it's almost 800 horsepower. It doesn't weigh anything. The Kinzer chassis is fantastic. This is all aftermarket stuff. Well, you guys know, you guys did an awful lot of work.
Yeah, Willwood brakes. Yeah, a lot of SEMA manufacturers in this.
Yeah,
it's really the ultimate sleeper car. It is really a rare and amazing vehicle.
A resto mod like this is way safer than the standard car because it stops better, it handles better, it's got more power.
Than the original of that era.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, heck, yes, that's what he's saying. Yes,
we kept
absolutely.
The inside pretty original too.
I love the amp research steps. So Jay, you obviously had a lot of input into the design, and I love how you left the inside stark in this.
Well, I wanted to still be recognized as a Ford Bronco, right? You know, I mean, that's sort of the fun part. People go, is that, what, it looks a little different, what, you know, and they try to figure out what's wrong. I mean, I always like the thin wheel. I love this era of the option list. But you want them, well, that's $250. It's $250 for that mirror. And you want a heater? Okay, that's $11. And every single little item, you know, you couldn't get anything. No electric windows, no nothing like that.
I think it really is the ultimate sleeper.
Yeah,
it really is. Let's look at some other stuff, huh?
Sure, come on.
This whole COVID thing, how's it impacted you and your business?
Well, I try to look at the bright side of stuff, you know. I mean, the one upside to COVID is for guys like us, you can go, honey, I'd love to take you to a new vegan restaurant, but it's closed. Let's go to In-N-Out, get some burgers. I'll work in the garage and you can read or something. So from that
I love it, man.
Because we couldn't.
Who doesn't love a good In-N-Out burger,
right?
right?
Bring some of the cars to you that we thought would have been at the SEMA show this
Cool.
year.
Well, I saw the truck out there, but they told me I couldn't see anything. I had to wait for you. So I'm anxious to see what you got.
Yeah, let's go look. So Jay, you've been coming to the SEMA show for a long time. You know, what brings you back every year?
Well, it's funny because this is the first time in decades I've missed
models.
it. I don't go to gamble.
Right,
I don't go to
exactly.
drink. You can't fool around.
Yeah.
I go
The
for the
booth
cars.
babes, yeah.
That's what it is.
Well, you've been a great ambassador to SEMA, and we
Oh,
really
it's great
appreciate
fun.
it.
I enjoy it, and I like the fact that you get these guys that invent a product in their garage, and they come to SEMA and they show it, and then suddenly they have a national platform.
It's always amazing to me to see all the new products. I mean, even with SEMA 360 this year, there's over 2,000 new products.
Well, this is pretty amazing.
Yeah, this is the new Ram TRX. This is something we would have seen at SEMA this year. Just amazing how the truck market has just continued to expand.
I would have liked
And
to have
it's so
seen that
funny
one
how
up
trucks
close,
have
man.
become, well, sort of luxury, high performance. And this has the Hellcat engine, right?
It does, yeah, 702 horsepower.
Yeah.
It's, whoever thought the truck market and that the OEs would really grasp this and take off with it, and it just gets, better each year.
In Europe.
Hey, I'm going to interrupt Jay here for just a second, Jay.
Yeah.
You think that thing's got any stability control to keep it from tipping over? Because trucks tend to be a little higher CG, center gravity, and they're a little loose in the back end without something in the bed.
Right.
And you put over 700 horsepower in a.
I would say you would have to have in that, man.
You're just asking to take a turn and
Right.
like, leave the ground. So
Exactly. Well, it would. That's a rocket, man, no doubt about it. But I would think that there would have to be some stability control on that. What can I see? Let's see. What is this? 2021
TRX,
TRX?
the Ram TRX,
Yeah. So
Hellcat. You may search that. Might have Hellcat in it.
yeah. So I'm gonna check that out. If you want to run that more.
Yeah, let me
on.
back to Leno's garage here.
They wouldn't think of building a 700 horsepower truck. This is American excess taken to the limit, and it's fun. I mean, it makes it exciting. I mean, you have to go to a Lamborghini or Ferrari or a Zonda or any of those to get 700 horsepower.
Sure. And the trucks ride nice now. I mean, it used to be you used a truck right for the farm or for work. Now guys are driving these every day. Ram air intake. I mean, this truck has got just amazing features to it.
When I was a kid, you got the 6-cylinder with a bench seat and a radio, maybe air conditioning if you were Mr. La-di-da, but that was about it.
It has launch control.
There's nothing in a Cadillac that's not in this.
No, it's got several modes. I mean, you can set this thing for off-road Baja. You can set it for snow. You can set it. It's got launch control.
Yeah.
I mean, a truck with launch control, right?
And my favorite thing is
Launch control,
a
man.
lot of
about that?
manufacturers, they're using the aftermarket parts.
Right.
They're going to the
Jay's
shops,
wearing an
they're
Apple
going to
Watch.
disc brakes, because they realize aftermarket people, that's all they do. So they build the best they can. So why develop it in the house when we can buy it from them?
One of the things that SEMA manufacturers always look for is good bones in a car.
Right.
When you got to have a good canvas to start with. And obviously the truck market is huge, but this truck's got great bones to it. Well, let's have a look at what else we have. There's a couple other
I'm
cars
anxious
with great
to see.
bones.
Let's go over here.
So Jay,
Yeah. So when did Jay Leno become America's grandpa? Like, did this just happen when I wasn't paying attention? I mean,
Well,
he's funny. He's very knowledgeable.
Yeah.
He can fix anything. He's not just a guy that pays other people to do the work. Like, he'll get in there and turn wrenches with them. And, he can carry a conversation. And, when did this happen?
When he left the Tonight Show, man.
Okay.
I think that that's kind of when it came in. I mean, everybody loves Jay. They still followed him, and everybody, anybody who's a car enthusiast, man, we always follow this guy, and this is, but he has sort of become Grandpa.
I mean,
he really has.
Kinda,
but I like him. I'd call him Grandpa, but heck, I'm close to his age, I think. So just to get back to this thing on the TRX, you were asking about stability. Yes, It does. It has actually 8 drive modes plus valet. It has
valet, right?
Yeah.
Don't you?
So the sport mode, which is probably what you would be most interested in knowing about, it's quicker shift times, has a Titan suspension, a 30-70 torque split, and a sport tuned stability control, empowered TRX with the optimal performance truck setup on paved surfaces. So yes, but they have a snow mode, custom mode, mud and sand mode, rock mode, Baja mode. So yeah, it's a real deal, man. And let's see, ground clearance is nearly 12 inches. Front suspension travels 13. Rear suspension travels 14. Like Jay was saying, it has launch control. I don't know of any other pickup truck that has a launch control. Do you?
No, I mean not without it, not from the factory.
Right. This is the first. TRX is the first Ram truck to be equipped with launch control, with launch assist, which regulates engine RPM and monitors wheel slip feedback in order to always achieve the fastest possible acceleration rate. Of course, guys, that's if you're not really wanting to use it as a truck today, and you just you don't have that sports car sitting around, and you want to use it for that. But
they're really trying to get the everyday driver market. Like I gotta have a. I can only have one car, but I've got to have a truck, or I've got to have something that I can haul 4 people in. And I would really like to have a sports car, but I got to have this truck. And, that's sort of what it seems like to me.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you. It's perfect for someone who wants it all in one vehicle. And it's a quad cab, so you can haul a few extra people around and yeah, you can take it off-road. You can probably, again, go to someone like Decked USA and get the right gear for the bed to do the overland camping, the rooftop camping and stuff. And obviously, it's going to have enough torque and power to pull a trailer camper of some sort.
Right.
I mean, probably something pretty massive, I would think, outside of, it's not a fifth wheel setup, but
if it's on a half-ton body, it has to be a pretty light fifth wheel.
Exactly. So, but I think any normal trailer, what class would you call those? Just in a pull trailer.
Bumper tow is kind of how I refer to them, even though technically it's not. I understand it's not hooked to the actual bumper, but that's typically what they call them, a bumper pull. Yeah,
but if you're a racer. If you're a weekend guy, weekend track guy or gal, that's a perfect vehicle for something like that. And of course, we didn't get into the specifics outside of the engine and what this thing does, but some of their vehicles, like we did the power wagon. That's the new power wagon that's going to be released. It's going to have the in-bed those compartments in the bed, which are nice. Those lock compartments for storage and stuff down in the side of the bed, which is pretty cool. So I think it'll be pretty versatile, man. I'd be interested to go look at that and maybe test drive one, see what it's all about. But I can't imagine what the gas mileage would be. It's got that 6.2 liter Hemi. Yeah, I think you're right about that. I mean, some people might, but if you do, you don't want this truck.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I mean, go for a Rivian EV or something like that. But
yeah.
But anyway.
All right, should we watch a little more of this? Or
yeah,
I don't know what's coming up here.
Let's see. He looks like he's got a C8 Vet.
The second car we picked was the new Corvette C8.
Huh.
Yeah, these are amazing. This, to
Good
me,
luck trying to get one.
is American exceptionalism at its best.
It really is.
Because I think most people thought, okay, the C7 will be $80,000, and this is going to be 170 or 200. Or this, they built it for $60,000. Like a lot of people, I thought, well, it's probably got some torque converter transmission. No, it's got a dual clutch, magnesium, aluminum. I mean, it's amazing how they can build it for this. I mean, every part of this, the engineering, the marketing, the cost cutting, how they're able to do it for 60 grand.
It's one badass car, and I'm just amazed. Mid-engine.
It is a badass car.
Probably the best.
You've sat in one. I've sat in one.
If you think about starting
Corvette
at 60
has always been the best.
Yeah, it is, of any Corvette, it is one that I would consider buying new.
Yeah, I think
more
so.
than any other in my life.
I think so. Yeah.
You know, if I could get my hands on one. You know, so they've cut all these costs, and that means they have smaller margins, which would typically mean they have to sell more cars. But you know, hey, let's not do that. Let's make these hard to get. Right? Sorry.
Exactly.
I know you're tired of hearing me say this. Yeah, I mean, it's a nice. I think GM did a great job of that transfer from the C7 to the C8, that front engine to mid engine transfer. We thought that we were going to lose a lot of fans. In fact, they've actually gained a new fan base, I think. And I've talked to a lot of the veteran Corvette owners that are just amazed. Vets, Jay? Yeah, the vets. That's good. They're amazed at the amount of technology and performance that has gone into this thing, and they love it. I mean, you're going to have some people that are going to be, you know, just not for it, but most of the vets, older version owners, they really like it. And of course, I was recently at Jerry Smith Chevrolet locally. And they allowed me to get in and sit at you know, in the cockpit of this thing and show me some of the features. It was an owner that basically got it in, and the story behind that, it took him about 8 months to get this thing in from start to finish, which is a whole other subject of the fact that with COVID and a number of other things that have really kind of put a little bit of a wrench in things. On delivery. We've talked about it in other podcasts where, you know, even we're speculating, is Bronco going to be Ford going to be able to deliver the Bronco? Is GM going to continue to keep up the pace with these orders on this Vet? We'll see. That remains to be seen. COVID has put a lot of presented us with a lot of new challenges as far as the manufacturing of these newer vehicles. So we'll see what happens. But again, thanks to Jerry Smith Chevrolet for allowing me to go over there and photo this thing, and the owner to leave it on the lot for a few days just so fans of Corvettes can come over and take a look at it. So we're much appreciative of those guys over there for letting us do that. So you want to, let's roll it. And let's give him a few more minutes here.
Yeah.
Performance with it. You know something, whenever I watch or read like Car and Drive, Road and Track, they do the shootouts, you know, with different cars. Two cars always go to the front, Porsche and Corvette. You know, the Lamborghini guys, the Ferrari guys, they don't really show up at those because they don't beat their cars. They don't drive them hard. Corvette guys and Porsche guys, they drive their vehicles hard, and they can take it. You know, it's amazing.
This would have been the darling of the show this year at SEMA, I'm sure. You know, a lot of aftermarket products already for it. This particular Corvette already has aftermarket.
Can you stop this for 1 second? So I'm gonna comment about something.
I think he's getting paid by GM. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure he's getting paid by a lot of these guys. I had posted that if we had this show, because someone asked me, do you think that the Ford Bronco would have been there? And I said, absolutely. And then somebody fired in and said, they don't do that anymore. Well, here they're sitting here telling you, I mean, they had the Super reveal there last year. They do reveal vehicles at these shows. So, you know, I have to beg to differ with that individual who wanted to say that this is not the place to showcase. Yes, it is, because everybody who wants...
Even if they wouldn't reveal at SEMA, like, let's say they kept with the schedule where they had already revealed the Bronco, as they did earlier, right, in the year. I think they would have had one there. There's no question Ford would have had several different models there.
Absolutely.
And
I think
people
that they
would have been just drooling all over them.
Well, I know that they would have. They would have had every version out there. It's their whole goal is to attract people in to purchase these things.
I mean, look, there's a marketing team. They were showing up at grocery store lots. I mean,
that's right.
Are you kidding me? They would. That would have been the darling of the show.
Absolutely. There's already a lot of these production versions out there specifically for marketing guys. Ford was not stupid. They had the whole Leno reveal last year of his resto mod. And then, as we had said before on previous podcasts about SEMA last year, that's all we saw were these old Broncos that were restored. So
now, like, here's an interesting take on this. So, and I don't hate Corvettes. I'm just, trying to be a little bit agnostic on this. with this guy saying that would have been the darling of the show. Well, Jay, you and I were at a media event that kicked off SEMA last year at SEMA in 2019, and do you remember that they brought a they had the tops removed on it, or they had the Roadster Corvette. Remember that?
Right.
The C8 that they brought up on stage, so to speak.
Yep.
And we all saw it, and it was neat. Did we spend the rest of the week talking about that car?
We didn't.
Did you see any of them
No.
on
Nope.
on the show floor?
I felt that GM had a missed opportunity there.
And so it's kind of last year's news. I completely disagree that, and there was nothing but off-road trucks and overland trucks
That's right.
at SEMA. I mean, yeah, there were a few exotic cars. This is not what draws crowds at SEMA. It is a cool car. Again, I don't hate Corvettes. It's just not. The majority of the people at SEMA, they're looking at truck gear, rooftop camping, Jeep mods, Bronco mods, Resto mods, right?
That's
Ram
exactly
truck
right.
mods.
Yep. That is exactly right. That is why when we walked into the SEMA show, it blew our minds at the just overwhelming amount of overlandering going on.
Yeah.
You know, it's just crazy insane. So, yeah, the Vet, it really kind of fell off the radar after that initial media event that we attended last year. So,
Yeah.
we'll see what happens with it. But
There's being developed wide body kits, tires and wheel
Well, you know
suspension.
there's a Z06 version coming.
Yeah, we know, but guys are beating it to market. You know, our aftermarket manufacturers.
by the way, the one that I sat in was a Z51 package.
Okay.
And again, we're seeing suspension kits. You think about anything on this car.
85
wide body
grand.
kits.
Well, the base model of this C8 is faster to 60 miles an hour than the most high-performance version of the Corvette last year, the ZR1.
Yeah, just incredible.
And it's less money.
Yeah, just
I don't know how they do it. For the longest time,
Yeah, I don't know how they do it
Americans had
either.
to do this with the European competition. Well, sorry, but they don't anymore. I mean,
No, for sure.
if I was Lamborghini and Ferrari, the fact that you could buy 3 of these
yeah.
for the price of one of those,
Yeah.
and you've got almost
love the
equal
wing on that
horsepower,
thing, man.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, great car.
Well, the next one is the one I've really been interested in
Yeah.
because I have kind of a stake in, and I haven't seen it yet. So it's in the back.
Yeah, it's in the back.
Let's bring
have
it
a
out
look.
here.
Yeah. The legend continues.
Yeah, this is the one I think everybody's the most anxious to see. I mean, just the reaction we got when we premiered our Bronco last year.
Right.
And that's an old Bronco,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
but people knew it was
All right,
leading
so
up.
we got the Sasquatch package here because he's got the
See the wheel
flared
well?
out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Flared out, and the size of the wheels on that thing.
Yep.
Man.
So that's your Sasquatch. That is also that's a 2-door with. Okay, so this is interesting. So one of the problems that I had in trying to order one of these on their what do they call it, the price and configuration tool on Ford's website,
Right.
is you can't do a roof rack with certain like odd features, like if you put the Sasquatch package on, the roof rails disappear. If you do what was the other thing, I mean, the big one that kind of soured me was that the manual trans is only available in their 2.3 liter 4-cylinder. You cannot get a 6-cylinder
At the present time, and when we discussed that during that segment that we were doing on it, I had found later on some information on that. I don't think that they have completely abandoned the manual transmission of the 2.7. I think it is a matter of how much interest are we going to have in that,
Well,
going from, because you get a significant price increase when you go from the 2.3 to the 2.7 as well. So how much interest are you going to have going from that to that? And the other, and I said it was a pretty lame excuse, and it was. Basically, the manual transmission that they're using in the 2.3 liter has been mated to that engine for a while now, and it proves very well. It works very well with that engine. For them to redesign it to fit the 2.7, they would have to do a lot more R&D to make all that stuff work. So they paired the 2.7 with also this automatic transmission setup that has also been tried, and it works very well. So from a compatibility standpoint, I think they were trying to come out of the chute with something that was going to be, they knew was going to be very reliable in that regards from a powertrain management system. So
yeah, but and there's wild speculation on the Bronco forums right now, Jay, that a lot of this stuff, like, well, if I add the roof rails and then things disappear, that's probably a configuration tool problem that they're trying to work out. No one has said officially from Ford what is and isn't possible.
Right, that is true. But I did read from it was Ford CEO was speaking to that. And I read that. I think it was in Motor One. But I agree with you. They're saying that there is some configurator problems out there. A lot of speculation there, and I believe that you are 100% correct about that.
Well, I mean, it just doesn't make sense. Like, if you're going to go gross vehicle weight, okay, well, we can't, when you put the big tires on, it's going to add weight or whatever. Okay, well, are you that close to your limit already anyway?
Right. The average person driving this thing is going to be at or
right.
near 200
We're
pounds.
going to have to put stickers on the door that say nobody over 200 pounds may enter.
Right,
if it's,
right.
I mean,
yeah.
So this is interesting. All right, so this is Cyber Orange, which looks a little bit more yellow on my screen. Let's see what Jay has to say about it.
And there would be some styling cues, although not that many. Well, this is sort of similar.
It is.
Things to mine. Yeah.
This truck was built with the aftermarket in mind. We had the
That's an
opportunity
aftermarket
to work with Ford
brush
on
guard
some of the
right there.
development, and they really thought
Light
about
too,
the
right?
aftermarket and SEMA manufacturers when they were designing this car. Frameless, removable doors. Of course, the top comes off in 3 pieces, and so you don't need 4 guys to lift the top off. They've thought of everything.
So you can have any part of it open. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it really is meant for the off-road community, and really, I mean, I can't imagine next year at the SEMA show how many products are going to be for this thing.
Yeah, and it's bigger and beefier than the early one.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, factory 35-inch tires.
I know. It's like my 68 Bronco.
Oh, that one's got
like
BFGs on it. That's the same
lean.
that's on my FJ. Those are the all-terrain, so they're not Goodyears. Those are BFGs.
not a Wrangler, right?
Right.
Like a little heavier, a little punchier,
Man, that
a little
thing's
bigger,
big.
a little chubby all the way around. Bigger tires. Yeah. No, it's fantastic, and it looks great.
It really is good looking. The styling on it's just amazing, and all the little off-road cues and all the things they've done to this thing. There's a lot we can't even talk about yet. There's some things coming on this Bronco that are just really cool for the aftermarket.
I love all the new colors, and it really pops.
Well, and the consumer has really taken to this Bronco, right? Over 150,000 initial orders.
Is that right?
Yeah. And so, we're going to see the aftermarket, of course, again, building bigger brakes, bigger suspension, different fenders. The accessories for this thing next year at SEMA are just going to be unbelievable.
Well, that was sort of the same deal with the first
I would go to SEMA next year in person
just
just for that.
Yeah,
just
and
to look at all that stuff.
There's an interesting concept here that he talks about where a lot of the guys on the forums are saying, hey, you can't configure the Bronco with, like, I keep hanging up on the roof rails, like the sound deadening roof. There's a sound deadening version of the hardtop, and you can't have that if you put the bigger tires on, and you can't do the roof rails with it and all that. But there is nothing to stop you from ordering that same exact component from the manufacturer, from the dealer, and driving it home and putting those roof rails on.
That's
or
right.
Switching out the top, because it's the same Bronco.
Right.
A Badlands Bronco is a Badlands Bronco, and regardless of what wheels you've got on, it doesn't affect what's up above your head.
Right. And again, just like they were saying here, with the fact that obviously SEMA is like the perfect launch pad for accessories, and I'm excited to see this thing come out. And if we can attend in person next year, we will definitely be there. We were planning on it this year too, but I'm excited to see what kind of accessories you can get for this thing. And you're right. If you don't see it available in your package, there will be either an OEM part that you can buy to do yourself, which is fun, or just wait for SEMA next year and see what's going on there. Maybe you can get it in the aftermarket, which I'm certain you can. So, by the way, just so you guys know, you see Jay Leno standing next to this thing, as well as our guy from SEMA, the president of SEMA.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost up to his chin from the
right.
roof.
Of course, Jay Leno is, I think, almost 5'11". He's nearly 6 feet. The other guy is 6 feet as well. So just to give you an idea of
good luck
height.
fitting this thing in your garage.
Right.
66.
It ain't gonna happen.
Well, you got a side window and you got a heater, and oh God, it was like because what you had then was most guys were buying old World War II Jeeps, and then this was like a Lincoln or something compared to that, with the 6-cylinder engine, the 3-speed on the tree, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so it's funny. So it's sort of keeping that same sort of theme, something that is basic in its utilitarianism, but has all the luxury features as well, you know.
And you can order it in a stick. There aren't a lot of cars today that you can order in a stick shift. So, again, they
Just
thought
not
about
with the 6-cylinder.
off-road community. They thought about the aftermarket.
I like this headlight treatment here, sort of futuristic, but keeps the retro look to it. Really beautiful car.
So what do you think? You're gonna have to have one of these? We're gonna have to do one next year?
I think I gotta pull the trigger on that one. Because that new Mustang E looks pretty good too.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Prices start under $30,000.
Yeah.
I mean, just a great, again, bang for the buck. SEMA manufacturers are anxious to see this thing. They're anxious to get a hold of it. Our phone rings every day. When are we going to have one? When are we going to have a measuring session? When are we going to have CAT? And it's coming. I can guarantee you it's coming.
Well, Mike, thanks for bringing all this by. It was fun.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for taking time with us, and thanks.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Anytime
thanks,
you bring
Mike.
cars
Now
to my
get out.
garage, don't worry about it. Feel free to leave them here.
No, again, you're a great ambassador to SEMA.
No,
we really
thanks,
appreciate it. And
Great.
thanks for taking time with us today.
Well, as much as I like having the cars brought here, I do miss going to Vegas. So next year, Vegas SEMA.
Absolutely. We'll be there. Thanks, Mike and Jay. Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
That's Mike Spagnola, guys, president of the OEM and product of SEMA. Yeah.